Okay, welcome back to Oni Plays Portal of the Flash version with guest commentator.
George.
Okay, this will be a great commentary, I assure you. And, George does not have an accent, okay? If you think that, you're delusional. Yeah, so, kind of awkward, but anyway, I just woke up 2 hours ago.
What time is it in America?
This place in America, it's 1:42. It's actually kind of late because I normally wake up at 10, but I decided not to today. It's the weekend. Um,
9 here. Night. Is that someone beeping near your house, or is it near my house?
It's my house, actually. Somebody was driving by honking their horn for some reason. Yeah, I live right next to a pretty busy road because it's right next to a store. There's constantly people driving by, honking their horns for no reason. And, yeah. Um, Silence. Have you ever played Shaq Fu?
No.
Good. I hear it's a horrible game. In fact, like, so horrible that there was once a website dedicated to finding cartridges of it and destroying it.
What's it about?
It's like, you know Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player?
Yeah.
They tried making, like, some kind of martial arts Mortal Kombat clone, but, like, with him as a character and then a bunch of other random characters.
Oh dear. That sounds full.
Yeah, I hear the moves were also incredibly hard to do. Like the special moves. And, apparently the Sega Genesis version was supposed to be better, but it was still a horrible game. I saw like 8 copies at one of my local pawn. Oops, I just died. Anyway, I saw like a few copies at my local pawn shop a few years ago. Every single time I'd walk in there, there was at least 3 copies of it.
What's the worst game you've ever played?
The worst game I've ever played? I don't know. If you would have asked me that probably a week ago, I would have probably had an answer, but no, I forgot. I know the hardest game I've ever played, which is I Want to Be the Guy, but that's not the worst game. Oh, it's probably this one Flash game I played on addictinggames.com. I forgot what it was called. It was like about a tank, and with each level you got a new power, and just some of the design was just horrible. That probably has to be the worst game I've ever played. But,
I once rented a game from the game store. I can't remember what it was called though, but it was for Nintendo 64, and it was really, really poor.
I remember, when I was like 6, my brother and his friend and I, went on an hour-long ride to get a certain video game for the N64. And, when we got home, it turns out that we had the wrong video game in the case. It was like Paperboy for the Nintendo 64, which I guess it was pretty fun, but it's not the game we traveled an hour to get by, so it was kind of let down.
And what's your favorite game?
My favorite game? Probably Kid Icarus. Or at least that one's up there. And I don't know why I like it so much. It's an awesome game. I also really like Kingdom Hearts 2.
I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts.
Really?
Maybe Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games.
Oh yeah, that's also one of my favorite games, because it was actually the first Zelda game I ever really played. It was really awesome.
good game.
On SNES. Actually, I started out playing Super Street Fighter 2. Because, I'd always play this game called, I forgot what it was called. It's like Illusion of Gaia for the SNES. My brother wanted to trade it in for another game, but I guess the game he wanted to trade it in for wasn't on the shelf, so he brought home this game that, like, had, like, a brick wall on it, and, it was Super Street Fighter 2. We played that, and yeah, it was pretty awesome. I still have that same cartridge. But, I'm not very good at that game, though. I don't know why. I used to play it all the time when I was 4, but yeah, it's a good game. A little monologue right there.
What level are you playing at the moment?
What?
What level are you playing?
Level 38. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little door type thing.
Oh,
yeah. Wow, I really messed up on this take. Have you ever played Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus for the Game Boy Advance?
I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah, my friend's sister had it.
It's actually not a bad game. I mean, I've played better, but I've played worse. But I don't think I really ever want to play it again. But sadly, it's a good game. Remember, I told one of my friends, like, I was like, hey, I'm playing a video game. They're like, what video game? I'm like, Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus. And they call me gay for, like, the rest of that conversation. And it was pretty funny. Have you ever played I Wanna Be the Guy for, PC?
No, but I've seen your video of it.
Yeah, it's a hard game.
Yeah, it looks pretty hard.
What's the first video game you've ever played?
I think Sonic on the Sega Saturn.
Huh.
I think that was the first game I ever played. That was a really good game.
I actually can't remember the first game I've ever played, since I've been gaming for as long as I can possibly remember. It's like I've had an SNES and an NES and a Genesis since like forever. Or is Genesis called a Mega Drive down there? I can't remember.
Yeah, Mega Drive.
Oh. Yeah, I remember playing Sonic 3 with my brother all the time. Sonic 3 and Sonic 2.
SNES was my first console of my own.
I guess technically the N64 was the first console of mine, but because like my SNES, Genesis, and NES belonged to my brother, but I guess he eventually gave them to me or something. I really can't remember. It looks like the video stopped like a few seconds ago.
It didn't on my screen.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did.
Okay.
It restarted. I didn't realise.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll just stop my recording software.